But some of the kids have flat out rejected me.
I know.
You saw Madison take her kids and scuttle them away from me. She never told me she was pregnant. She never told me she was going to have a baby.
Kids are upset with him is the way he has treated his family, the way he has completely ditched out. Be like, oh, I'm your grandpa. And then be like, what? Who is this guy? You know what I mean? There's a lot of anger towards Robyn. You know what I mean? They're leery.
So here's the harsh truth. Sister Wives star Robyn Brown's adult daughters are about as likable as a wet sock. Seriously, every time they pop up on my screen, I can't help but think, are they auditioning for a part in a soap opera called The Perpetually Distressed? It's like they're living in an unending crisis. Everything is dramatic, heavy, and honestly, a bit exhausting. You'd think they were carrying the entire burden of the universe on their shoulders. Where's the joy, ladies? When they manage to muster a smile, it feels so forced, like they're trying to convince us that everything is sunshine and rainbows while standing in a downpour. These aren't your typical young adults. They're practically glued to that McMansion like it's their lifeline. Their entire persona revolves around playing the victim card, no matter what's happening. And let's talk about Aurora for a second. She's out here sharing that she experiences full-blown panic attacks 4 or 5 times a week. 4 or 5. Really? That's not exactly something you put on your resume as relatable. Their overall vibe is just sad, like they missed the memo on how to enjoy life. Every other kid in the family has managed to crack a joke or show a hint of personality at least once, but these two? It's like a black hole of fun. No laughter, no wit, just an endless loop of gloom and doom. I honestly can't take their perpetually desperate expressions anymore. Okay, rant over. Deep breaths. I genuinely wish them the best. After all, they're human beings who deserve a shot at happiness. Moving on. Oh, and while we're at it, let's not forget about Brianna. Gwen spilled some tea on her Patreon, claiming Brianna's kind of a bully. That's just her thing. Even Savannah kind of backed this up when she shared her delightful tales of Brianna's charming schoolyard antics. So when Brianna's on screen, acting all shocked and hurt, I can't help but think, oh please, we all know better. Honestly, Robyn's daughters give off serious Stepford kid vibes, but instead of faking happiness, it seems they've been programmed to master the art of faking misery. Maybe they're genuinely unhappy, who knows? But come on, this behavior has drilled in written all over it. And let's be real for a second. If these girls ever do manage to get into relationships, it's going to be a train wreck of epic proportions. Robyn will be right there, no boundaries whatsoever, swooping in like a hawk ready to help with every little detail. The moment a wedding or a baby comes into the picture, she'll move in faster than you can say toxic cycle. And if their significant others dare to step out of line, oh, you just know Robyn will meddle until the relationship crashes and burns. And when it does, she'll be there to scoop up the grandkids, rinse and repeat. Mark my words. Hello everyone. Welcome back to my channel, Reality Nexus X. It's your girl, Elena, and I hope you're all having a fantastic day. Don't forget to like and subscribe as we dive into today's video. Let's get started. In Season 17, honestly, I was fascinated by Kody's absurd behavior and his weirdly synchronized relationship with Robyn. It's like they're sharing the same delusions. But now, they're dragging the show down. It's like they have zero interests, no hobbies, and no goals besides whining about their lives and blaming the world for every little inconvenience, from bad weather to paper cuts. Their big family dynamic is gone, and they're completely disconnected from the rest of the group. What I really want to see is Tata Farms coming to life, Christine and David's families blending together, and Mary starting fresh while exploring her relationship with Leon, if they're up for it. I want to see how the OG-13 adapt and evolve as their lives change. Kody and Robyn have already got what they wanted, by their own admission, and now they're just boring. It's fine, they can ride off into the sunset on whatever overpriced knick-knack they've bought from QVC and live happily ever after. Am I the only one who feels this way? Honestly, those two are done. I think most of us would be thrilled if they were written out of the show entirely. At the very least, their screen time should be capped at 15%. Same goes for my Kelty. If it keeps up like this, I might have to stop watching. Also, Sister Wives star Kody Brown's sporting a new color of his cool jacket, which he's listed online as a new color. Does this mean the filming happened more recently? I'm loving this level of sleuthing. Honestly, I have a hunch this was filmed after Garrison's passing, but let's be real, there's usually no snow in Flagstaff after March. I really hope someone can debunk this theory because, as awful as these people are, I wouldn't wish this kind of drama on any of the kids. However, are you serious right now? In the latest episode, during Kody's little soap opera moment, he actually claimed that the family drama has hurt his marriage to Robyn more than it's affected his children. What? Is he living in an alternate universe? The guy is completely delusional and it's infuriating. Honestly, I've never despised a TV character more, well, except for Jason from Unexpected, but that's a different kind of train wreck. Seriously, Kody, go ahead and cry me a river. This little gem gives us a potential timestamp for this absurd fight. It came after the season aired and viewers got a front row seat to his outrageous behavior and the kids calling him out for hurting them, but before Garrison's tragic death. Clearly, Kody and Robyn are trying to do some serious damage control after seeing how the audience reacted to their antics. It's all about fixing their image in front of the viewers, not about mending fences with the kids. His rising anger and irritability after the 3 women left are what's actually straining his marriage with Robyn. Let's be real, the kids were mostly done with him by then. Once again, he's completely oblivious to the reality of the situation. Oh, great, just what we need, more inserted scenes that drag out the timeline. Maybe I'm just slow on the uptake while everyone else has already figured this out, but it seems like there's a consensus that they're shoehorning in scenes this season to sidestep the whole Garrison/Kody debacle. And surprise, surprise, most of us are pretty ticked off because it looks like they're desperately trying to rehabilitate Kody and Robyn's image. But it just hit me, they didn't even need filler. In a scripted show, sure, you might need some filler if the next season isn't filmed yet. But here, they have nearly 2 years' worth of footage to work with. By cutting out the Garrison storyline, they could actually catch us up to near the current time. This isn't just a matter of production being behind in getting episodes out. They're deliberately stretching the timeline to keep us in this earlier phase for as long as possible. And that's what's truly infuriating. They could have skipped pretending to have a game night. Robyn didn't need to film herself sobbing in her car about leaving the twins. And let's not even start on the entirely staged fight that took up an entire episode. If they cut out this nonsense, we could be in early 2023 right now instead of trudging through this manufactured drama. Also, let's get one thing straight. I don't think Meri initiated the divorce. Honestly, I'm convinced it was something Kody and Robyn pushed on her. Once the divorce was finalized, Meri told them, and Robyn jumped in, insisting she wanted Meri at her and Kody's legal wedding because, they're all in this together as a team. Meri hesitated, saying it would be too hard for her, but Robyn didn't let up and told her to think about it. So, after some contemplation, Meri decided, all right, we're a team, I should be there. But then Kody swoops in and says, nope, it should just be me and Robyn. I'm not exactly a fan of Meri, but wow, they really did a number on her, didn't they? This pattern of Kody and Robyn against Meri is infuriating. It's so obvious that they're only looking out for themselves. Take the surrogacy conversation, for example. Robyn knew full well that Meri and Kody were not in a good place, and I'm willing to bet she also knew Kody had zero interest in fixing their relationship. Yet, she still pushed the surrogacy issue on Meri, pressuring her to make a decision to the point where the youngest kids were saying things like, Meri wants another baby. When Mary finally opened up to the idea and asked Kody if he was actually interested, he just shot her down with a quick no, crushing her all over again. Oh, and let's not forget, I wouldn't be surprised if Robyn dangled the fake surrogate pregnancy as a way to manipulate Mary into the divorce. There's no way this was Mary's idea. It's hard to believe that any polygamous marriage is truly initiated by the woman. Kody claiming that polygamy was Mary's idea is just disingenuous. It's part of their religion. He's always trying to pass the buck. Someone dangled the idea of a pregnancy in front of Mary, hoping it would save her relationship with Kody, and instead, she ended up divorced with no baby in sight. As well as, I can't believe Sister Wives star Kody had the audacity to say he has a life and work in Flagstaff, so he can't make time to see his grandkids for 3 whole years since his granddaughter was born. My dad lives over 1,000 miles away in Florida and still managed to visit for 2 days just to take my 1-year-old to the apple orchard for the first time. He has work, bills, and a life too, but he made the effort. Kody is a pathetic excuse for a dad and grandpa. I totally get why Madison would keep her kids away from him. It's always poor Kody in his eyes. What about poor Madison? My dad doesn't care about my kids, and yet here's Kody whining about his own situation. What an idiot. And let's be real, Robyn can say what she wants, but she loves that Kody only has eyes for her and does everything for her kids. It's like she's reveling in it. Then there's the whole issue of Kody expecting his adult children to maintain a relationship with him. Seriously, why does he think he has to force them to want to talk to him? He's an adult. Yes, his kids are adults too, but it shouldn't be this hard to connect with your dad. Kody is just jealous of his ex-wives living their best lives while he's stuck with Robyn, who's babying him like it's a full-time job. And let's not forget the context surrounding visible surgery. Around the same time, Maddie's child had to have her foot amputated due to FATCO syndrome in August 2020. While the show isn't touching on it, Maddie has been very open about her experience. The fact that Kody didn't visit his grandchild for 2 years after that, especially to support Maddie, is both shocking and upsetting. He was busy traveling for gun shows during that time, so it's clear he made a choice. Evie was old enough at Logan's wedding to understand what was going on, and honestly, if I were Maddie, I wouldn't trust Kody around my kids either, especially with the hurtful things he says without thinking. I really feel like once you become a parent, you start seeing your own parents for who they really are. Depending on the kind of parent you had, it can really mess with your perspective. I don't blame Madison one bit. Kody is showing the same level of neglect to his grandkids that he did to his older kids when Robyn came into the picture. Once again, he's prioritizing Robyn's kids over his own flesh and blood. Additionally, I just got to the episode where Christine announces that the house has sold. Honestly, I think Kody is so jealous of Christine for being able to leave. He mentions something about her escaping the lobster bucket, and it's clear that, beyond his bruised ego, he's massively envious that she doesn't have to deal with all the drama anymore. He's also jealous that Janelle and all the original 13 would rather support her than him. It must really irk him that the public has been cheering Christine on. In their community, women who leave the marriage are often shunned, so in Kody's twisted mind, all of his kids and wives should have turned their backs on Christine. And can we talk about Robyn's behavior? She was completely silent while Kody ranted about how unkind Christine was to the other wives, Robyn. But when he started yelling at Mary about giving Robyn the land scraps, she jumped in, insisting he was being unfair and that it wasn't true. It's like Kody has given Robyn a pass to trash talk the other wives, and she acts like she's the expert on his relationships with them. Seriously, the gall of her to declare that Christine's comments about her marriage are untrue. I just had to vent about that. I honestly don't think Janelle or Mary would have ever left if Christine hadn't led the way. That's what infuriates both Kody and Robyn the most. When Kody mentioned that one of his daughters said she hates Christine, it's a clear sign that Kody and Robyn must be repeating that sentiment around her all the time. Kody despises Christine the most because she's out there thriving without him. He wrongly assumed she'd be miserable and come crawling back. He even admitted to having a severe fear of missing out, FOMO, so it must drive him crazy that Christine is getting all the love and quality time with their kids, those who actually choose to show up for her while he's left in the dust. Plus, Sister Wives star Kody Brown sure has a lot to say about why he thinks his kids won't talk to him. But honestly, it seems pretty clear to me that what they really need is two things. First, a genuine apology, and second, an acknowledgement of how hard all these events have been for them. We're talking about major life changes like the divorces, the chaos of coronavirus, his constant rants about loyalty and protecting the family, growing up in the public eye, and the challenges of navigating life in a polygamous household. All issues he should be recognizing as contributing factors to their difficult childhood. So, has he done anything like this? Or is it more like, ring ring, oh hey Madison, I'd really like to have a relationship with you, but let's just forget about the past and pretend nothing happened, cool? Maybe, just maybe, his refusal to take any accountability is a big part of the mystery behind why his kids won't engage with him. Robyn keeps bugging him to reach out, and he's all like, I have reached out, but my question is, has he reached out in the right way? These people are so emotionally immature that I wouldn't be surprised if Kody just wants to sweep everything under the rug and can't understand why that's not enough for his kids. It's like he thinks a simple phone call or text will fix everything, when what they really need is a heartfelt conversation about the past and an acknowledgement of their feelings. Furthermore, what is wrong with Robyn? Seriously, how does her damaged mind even work? It became painfully obvious last season that the only time she interacted with Meri was when the cameras were rolling. There was no genuine connection, no calls, no texts, nothing. She led Meri on regarding Kody, using her kids as bargaining chips. If you don't do what I want, you won't get to see the kids. It's clear the kids have little to no relationship with Meri. They don't see her as another mom. Sorry, Robyn, that's kind of the point of polygamy. Instead, she's like that distant aunt who drops by for the holidays. And let's talk about how her older girls, especially Brianna, treat Meri. The eye rolls, the sneers, it's obvious they have major disdain for her. So why, after Meri finally had enough and called it quits, does Robyn still believe that Meri would want to build a relationship with her and stay close? What makes her think Meri would want to spend any holidays with them? What part of dissolving her marriage to Kody does Robyn not understand? Honestly, it's incredibly selfish and delusional. It's like Robyn is living in her own little fantasy world, completely disconnected from reality. However, I've come to the conclusion that Sister Wives star Robyn wasn't brought into the Brown family to be a sister wife. She's more like a mistress under the illusion of being a sister wife. I genuinely believe Kody has been cheating on his wives with Robyn. Think about it. He gets the woman he really wants without having to deal with the repercussions of being a cheater. The OG3 clearly weren't on board with having Robyn as a sister wife, which means she was kind of forced into the family. And expecting the OG kids to get along with Robyn's 3 kids, that was completely ludicrous. Wanting her kids to have the same kind of relationships with the OG kids, especially the older ones, is just unrealistic. Those kids were born and raised together, while Robyn's kids were basically strangers to them at first. Honestly, Robyn should consider herself lucky that her kids were welcomed by the OG13 at all. Coming into the family as essentially the stepmother means her kids are the step-siblings. In any second marriage with kids from both sides, blending families can be tumultuous. So to think the OG13 wouldn't struggle with this disruption in their lives is just delusional. There was all this talk about Robyn being the new mom to the OG kids, but we never see her kids being told they're getting new moms. Remember when Christine wanted to leave Flagstaff for Thanksgiving? Janelle's kids wanted to go too, and Gabe stood up for her, saying Christine took care of them. In the earlier seasons, Mary talked about how much she loved having Isabel spend days at her house. I can't recall if it was Mary or Christine who said that Mary was meant to be Isabel's mom. Kody and Robyn really robbed the younger kids of the chance to have 4 moms who loved them, and that's just heartbreaking. Moreover, which kid called out Kody for the brainwashing? I'm dying to know. Has anyone made a comment about this yet? I'm guessing it's not anyone still into fundamental Mormonism or the LDS converts, though I could be wrong about how much the LDS Church teaches about high-demand groups. By my count, that narrows it down to Aspe Madison, Mykelti, Garrison, and possibly Gwen. Gwen seems like a strong candidate because she's studying psychology and might know the phrase cognitive dissonance. I could see her using that term and still being willing to invite Kody to her wedding. But if we're assuming it's not someone who had him at their wedding, then it's not her or Logan. I think Truly is too young to fully grasp the concept, and I don't see it being Isabel, Savannah, or Peyton for various reasons, but that's just my personal take. Could it be Hunter or Leon? Leon was the most invested in the family religion as a child. They genuinely believed they would marry a man and have many sister wives, talking about it on camera as if it were some kind of dream. But then, as an adult, they realized they didn't identify as female at all. Plus, Leon has a strong educational background in psychology. I think Gwen could definitely be the one, but it could just as easily be Leon. Gwen seems to make more of an effort to keep in touch with Kody, so her saying something blatantly negative to him just doesn't align with her overall behavior. Peyton is another strong possibility. With Kody's talks about sacred love and hormones, it's easy to see how Peyton might feel conflicted. Kody essentially told him that it's all fine as long as he marries everyone he wants to sleep with. So here you have a teenage guy who wants to have sex, but doesn't want to marry anyone. That must have caused him a lot of guilt for a while. Honestly, I've spent way too much brainpower trying to figure this out since watching the latest episode. I'd love to hear what others think. Please share your thoughts in the comment section below. I'd love to know if you agree or disagree with what we discussed today. If you enjoyed this video, consider giving it a thumbs up, subscribing, and hitting that notification bell for future updates. Thank you so much for watching.